Hello, my sweethearts. Hello, everybody, and welcome in. Won't you be my Valentine? I hope you guys will be my Valentine. I can have multiple Valentines. I can have as many Valentines as I want. My friends, how are you? Happy Valentine's Day, my sweethearts. To each and every one of you, hugs and kisses, fairy dust coming your way. I am so glad to be here with all of you today. My friends, I'm not completely alone though. I have Splish and Splash. They have agreed to come forward out of behind the scenes QC today to join me and they said they would both be my Valentines. So Splish and Splash are also here with us. My goodness, happy Saturday, my friends. Are you guys ready to have a Valentine bead bash? I sure hope so because my friends, we're just going to do all kind of things. We're going to make tons of jewelry. There will be no method to my madness other than the projects I have planned for today to use up a lot of the supplies that came from my love bags. They are all but one is sold out. There's still a Rosy Romance available. If you are interested, I will link that and a lot of the supplies that I'm working with today. Anything I have in my store for you friends. As always, you can poke around if you see some things that speak to you. But beads, I've got wire and bindings and things and stuff, my friends. So there will be no room for a lack of design inspiration today. I'm going to give you an explosion of it. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy and sit back. Won't you bead along with me and grab some of your beautiful love-inspired beads, or any beads for that matter, and let's just have a little Valentine fun, making all kind of cool, fun things. So, if you don't have any beads, grab a drink, whatever floats your boat, kick your feet up, and I just hope you enjoy. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be a long video. Now, I will edit out where I can, my friends, but this will be a long one because we're just going to bash it up today. We're bashing it up with beading and sparkle explosion. My friends, let's just get to it. Now, I'll tell you what I'm working with as I go, but if you're going to bead along with me, let me just tell you right now, grab all the things. Pause the video here. Grab all your tools and the crimps and the wire and the cording and all the things. Clasps, jump rings, just get all the things. I have several fun things we are going to do. We're also going to be making a sun catcher today. I'm so excited for that one. Guys, I don't even know where to start. Like, I have set up so many things to... Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to bring this over. Okay, let's start here. Okay, so here's my tray. Okay, got some French wire. Got tons of findings. This stuff right here came out of my stash. Look at this, you guys. Look at these stunning beads. I don't know, how dare they be stuck in a drawer, right? So, I pulled some of these gorgeous rectangles. These are triple grade A. Oh my god, right? And I haven't made anything with them yet. I love these. I've got some of the bow tie beads. Look, I even have some. These are little cloud agates. I haven't used them yet. But guys, I've got some clear crystals. I've got some wire. I've got some hemp cord, some C-line cord. I've got a prism. I just got, there's so much. Okay, and then a lot of this, guys, I was trying to keep over here what came from my stash. All except for these little discos. These are my stash. And also I found some cool quartz. But the rest of this, guys, a lot of this came in one of 3 of my love bags. These gorgeous hearts, right? The teardrops, the briolets, the Hawaiian flowers, the gorgeous Indonesian beads. Oh my gosh, I cannot with that. The gorgeous lamp work, which also is in this month's Sparkle Bag Cloud 9. These are faceted lamp work beads. Oh, we're doing something with these. I also have some black cuboids here. I don't know if I'll use them. The white jade, okay? The icy rose quartz and the Persian jade gemstones. Those were all in the love bags. So, look, I just got tons of stuff here. I've got the cool cording now. many of you, if you have ordered anything from my store, whether it was a love bag, it doesn't even matter. Anything in the last month, I included most likely this heart, right? And some of these really cool organza necklaces for everybody for Sweethearts Day. So we're going to do some fun stuff with these organza necklaces. I've got a ton of them hanging here on the side. And we're just going to do all kind of things. So let me just start talking. Let's just get to making some jewelry. I'm thinking I want to finish up over here first because I do have a cool bracelet I just designed that I want to finish. And I do not have a bead stopper on it. And I want to finish this necklace because I don't have a bead stopper on that either. So one thing I do want to mention, friends, if you have this heart, okay, I noticed that I had like 10 of them over here in my studio. And they had only been sitting out hitting the air about 2 weeks. And I did not realize how quickly they would tarnish. Now, you guys know I keep it real, right? Because as you also guys know, like a lot of things I'm turning over in terms of chain, a lot of our findings, jump rings are 304 for this very reason. But we can't always avoid having the alloy or the brass undertone of whatever our metal color is. And that's my point is what I'm getting at is, friends, if you have these, okay, you need to permalec. Okay, mine just finished drying. Okay, I permalect it. I used the gloss. Okay, that's what it is. Grab it on Amazon or from Fire Mountain Gems carries it. I think Potomac Beads carries it. You can get it in semi-gloss or matte. Okay, this is not cheap. This is not a cheap date, but it goes a long way and you will be glad you did. So I have already brushed, and it dries pretty fast, friends. I have already brushed, okay, my entire heart. And I mean, I have done the loop in between, the sides, the whole thing, okay? We're going to do a sun catcher with mine. But please do permalec them, guys. They tarnished way quicker than I thought they would. So if you have these, do permalec them, my friends. You will be glad that you did. And just so you guys know, I pulled them out of my store. I had a ton of these. I got in like 150. I am no longer selling them. So they are out of my store because no, we don't do that here. So I just want to make a quick note about that, guys. Okay, so look, let's get going over here. Let's start with this. Okay, so here's what I've done. This one might make its way in my store. We shall see. Some of this jewelry I have in mind for some people's. Others, I may end up putting some of this stuff in my store. I don't have a lot of pink or red or purple in my store, so this is kind of right up my alley. Let me show you guys what I'm doing here. Okay, let me get you all in. Let me get you up in here, girl. Okay. Now, these organza necklaces, there's so much we're going to do with these today. They are very difficult to open though, right? So if we want to change this out, we do need to cut it off. Okay, so I've already played with that and I've done that work for you guys. But how cool is this idea? How about we just bead up, such as I did here. We are going to, in fact, make a cute little focal drop, but we're going to make this a convertible necklace to where I am going to take the other side of this part right here where the extender chain is. There is a jump ring right here. I'm going to remove this extender chain. We're going to put a clasp on it. I grabbed it from one of the other necklaces. So this will be able to clasp on and off, and we are going to finish it with the French wire and the magical crimper. We're going to make a beautiful little focal drop here. So that is what we're going to do here with this necklace, and it's just so beautiful. This is from the Rosy Romance. This is the one bag I do have left. This, except for my Tohos, which I have in my store, but these beautiful white Tohos, those are 11-Os. Okay, everything else came from Rosy Romance. So your necklace, these are the icy rose quartz. No, guys, these are not rose quartz. These are icy rose quartz. They are next level. They are so expensive. These are gorgeous. And you can just tell the difference in that than a regular rose quartz when you really get them in your hands. They look like crackled ice inside. They're stunning. The briolettes, or briolets, pardon me. And then these faceted, you guys, these are lamp work and they're faceted. Okay. And then the teardrops. And then, of course, our beautiful white jade. So this is the Rosy Romance bag. And so let's just finish this one up. This is going to be our drop here. And then notice what I did with my beading here, my friends, is I left 3 seed beads in the center right here. And this is where we're going to go ahead and do our drop. So that when we put the drop on with the jump ring, it's going to lay right there in the seed beads, not the beading wire, right? So we can go ahead and actually finish this up. I think I can comfortably slip the jump ring on there with no problem. So I'm going to grab some stuff now, guys. I'm just going to be grabbing stuff off and on because we're making lots of things and stuff. So I'm going to grab a 2x2 crimp, and I will use the magical crimper here. And then we'll also need some pliers, and I also need to grab some French wire. And then we'll grab maybe some 22 gauge, I think, to do a pretty little drop here. So, and many of you have been asking about my French wire lately. Guys, I am so happy to say that I think I finally found a good supplier for the French wire. Guys, listen, this is also not a cheap date, but there's a reason for that, right? We want the good stuff. And it does come in multiple, like fine, medium, heavy, extra heavy, stuff like that, right? And it just depends on what size beading wire you want it to be able to go through is really the difference. I think this is the fine. A lot of you have been asking. I think that I have the fine. This is either the fine or the medium. I don't remember. I threw the package out. But guys, I just found a supplier that I can keep the price low enough and sell it in smaller quantities so you guys can get a good deal and get your hands on this French wire if you want. Excuse me, guys. So, just so happy about that. So, I'm going to go ahead and let me grab my necklace and let me turn it this way. Okay. Let's go ahead and make sure I don't have any gaps. I also want to make sure my little teardrops are laying just like that. Okay. And let's pull this tail up and around. And right through that crimp. I am, by the way, this is some Beadsmith 21 strand beading wire I'm using today. I'll show you if I can find it. I'm using this one. I love this wire. The Beadsmith 21 Flex Right. This is one of actually my favorite wires. When I'm doing stuff like this, it's also really good for, to hold those gemstones, a little weighty here. So we're going to pull that tail, let that come together and do its magic. So that's what I'm working with here, guys. You can use really any supplies you want. You can use any beads to do something like this too. You could put, instead of the necklace on the back, you could put the organza necklace. You could absolutely do like chain. You could also do some leather or cording. Absolutely. We're just going to crimp that off there now. Magical crimper. Oh, guys, I sparkled my nails. I did glitter. I'm very sparkly today for Valentine's for you guys, because you guys are my sweethearts. You guys are my Valentines. You're my dates. So I'm like, oh, I better get the sparkle out. Better get my glitter on my nails. So I put some glitter on my nails. I was not feeling like any color on my nails this week, so. Okay, I think that looks beautiful. Let's go ahead and flush cut that. And then this one should be easy breezy done. We'll get to the bottom in a minute here. Okay, so let's see. Let's try to get this somewhat where it's not all twisted. And you will notice these are very wrinkly, guys, if you got them. Don't worry about that. They will, like, if you hang them up, put a little weight or something on them, or lay them flat with some weights on it. It's just from the packaging, right? So don't worry about that. So we're just basically taking off that extender chain and we're switching it out to get a clasp on there. And then we can take this clasp, we can have now a convertible necklace. Can also make this a bracelet, and then we can clasp it right there on our loop. Can also make this a bracelet if you wanted. Or what's really cool about this too, this necklace, right? You could put some chain on it or, you know, whatever. It's just, isn't that pretty? I love that. I love the way that looks. Things is a messy wrap, and I'm gonna come back up. So half that briolet now is under the wire. But I kind of like a little bit of this messy vibe with that organza right on that necklace. I don't know. I think it looks pretty cool. Let's get this wire down here. So it's a messy wrap, but mostly everything is covered up that I need to have covered up here. So just having some fun. Not really wanting to do too much in technique today, right? I wanna, you know, just use the techniques we know, and let's just have fun making some beautiful love jewelry. And it doesn't have to always just be for Valentine's, right? It can be for any time of year. Okay, so that's kind of how that looks. It's kind of cool and funky. It's kind of funky. I like it. I'm going to be really careful here. And just kind of pull those together a little bit. I want it to be perfect, but hence the messy wrap. But I do want it to cover up some of that sin. And I like the way this wire is kind of coming out now. But, you know, guys, if you've been around the channel any kind of time, you know me. I actually love... I love messy wraps. I do. Yes, I do. We might want to do a little bit of space here in this neck to fill up our wire wrap real quick here. I think so. Yeah, I think so. That looks cool. Yep, I'm going to make a sizable loop here, and I have a nice stem, right? So we'll fill that gap up with all that wire. We might want to go back up one more time, actually. Let me get that little kink out of the way. That worked out, and there we go. That looks really cool. Boys, I can draw the eye down. That's cool. I like it. I like it, guys. I have so many stinking tools next to me. Oh my gosh. They're bleeding over here on the mat. I know it looks like chaos, but we're going somewhere, guys. We're going somewhere beautiful. Okay, there we go. Now, from here, oh, yes, see, I just like the peekaboo. I like the peekaboo, a peekaboo. Okay. And yes, guys, I have a glass of wine. I have a glass of wine. Let me take a little sip. I love a Moscato. By the way, if you're a wine drinker, I love a Moscato. I don't drink very often. But you know what? It's Saturday night. It's Valentine's. I'm with my sweethearts and Splish and Splash. And that makes me very happy. So here was my idea here. So let's see what we need to do here. If we need to do one or two components here. So let's just do some wire wrap loops, guys. And try to, I guess, stay in scale with maybe that loop. Maybe a smidge smaller. And let's get that on there. And close the door. I found my Old Faithfuls, guys. I love these players. These were some of the first players I ever got so many years back, but, oh, they're so good. They're so good. I love them for all the stainless steel I've been working with lately. Yeah, they're really like a girthy bent nose plier. I wish I could tell you guys where I got them, but I don't know, my loves. Let me see what they are. You can tell by the way they're colored. Honey, they are Bead Buddy. Look at that. They're the Bead Buddy. Oh, I probably had those pliers 15 years, guys. 15 years, at least, for sure. They are so good because they're, like I said, they're really good for a lot of working with stainless steel chain and jump rings. Let's get that closed up. I am using I think this is a 4mm jump ring here. And that's gonna work just fine, laying right on top of those seed beads there. It'll travel just that little distance, right? And that's what we have. So project 1 is done. We'll look at everything at the end. Let's move on, guys. I don't even have some space. Let me get some space. Good Lord. The next thing, guys, I want to do, so I can actually eliminate a tool over here, frankly, I want to do the fun tassel. I want to show you guys, and I want to do this beaded and link bracelet, the component links and the bracelet. So here is the second project I've been working on, and a lot of this was not only in the love bags. This was also just something I wanted to do with this colorway. I had this in mind for somebody, and so I grabbed a bunch of things from my stash, and then of course these hearts right here, they are from the I think 1 or 2 of my bags had this in it. I found these gorgeous quartz. Look at these dyed quartz, guys. They are like that English cut faceting. Look at these. Are these next level? These were my stash. And then I just got some rondelles. I've got some fun disco balls, some bow tie beads, this gorgeous rectangle lavender crystal. It's a triple grade A. It's so beautiful. And I'm using the one-step looper to make all my links. And I decided to attach it with jump rings. I just did some simple beading here. Also used that 21 strand. I'm going to finish it with French wire. I'm not going to use the magical crimper there. I'm going to smush my crimp here on this one. And just some beautiful little bicones from my stash. And a beautiful little, like, a lilac and this gorgeous, like, matte, really beautiful, like, it's almost an aquamarine blue. And then just some fun column beads here. And I thought this was going to be so pretty. So I'm actually ready to finish this up so we can get the magical crimper out of the way. Let me pull over here what I was working with here for this one. So I just have, I think, 2 more links. I'm not sure. That's why I want to finish it up first. And we're just going to throw a nice lobster on here. Let me get my little findings. I know I grabbed a sizable lobster. Oh yeah, that's right. I grabbed that beautiful square. That beautiful 304 square lobster. And I'm wondering if I'm going to use these. I think I will. I think I'm going to use these 8mm, guys. These are 304. I just got these in the store. Also, if you got my sparkle bag this month, you got a whole pack of them for free. Because they're fantastic. So I just restocked the store with those. They're really beautiful heavy-duty jump ring. And we'll pull that together and watch the magic happen. It's a magic show. Is that too big? Let me look. Doesn't really have to match, but that might have been a little insane. That was a little aggressive. So this is an easy fix. Let me back it out. And then I'm just going to pull this French wire down and extend it past my beading wire here and trim a little bit off because that was a little out of control. So I think that it needs to go down a smidge here. Like that much. I think that's way better. And they don't have to be matchy-matchy, but that was a little excessive. And pull. Let's see if that's better. That's a whole lot better. So this is very, very flexible beading wire, very flexible. So not a whole lot I have to worry about here besides getting it all pulled together. And what I'm going to do here, my friends, is I'm going to smush my crimp. Yes, I am. And smush. And then we're trim. Voila. These are good. I'm also using, for the components here, guys, with the magical, not the magical crimper, the one-step looper, I'm actually using, let me find, I'm using 20 gauge wire because I'm doing simple loops. And I mentioned this, and we're not going to get too techniquey today. Let's just have fun with it. But I have mentioned this before in the channel. You can deep dive in my videos if I can find it. The reason I'm using the 20 gauge on this one is because when I do simple loops, I don't like to use anything higher or lower, you know, a smaller gauge than a 20 or an 18. And it's because 22, not all, you know, the German style is a little better, but not all wires, but 22 and 24 gauge, when you're doing simple loops on something that's gonna, like a bracelet, get a lot of wear. Those, when you pull your loops, they'll come apart, right? And we don't need that. So I tend to go and up my game when I'm doing my simple loops. So I'm just gonna grab my 20 gauge wire that I'm working right at the spool. And I don't need to exit it out of the hole here when using the one-step looper on my first. I just need to make a loop on my first end. We don't have to worry about flush cutting. The one-step looper will do that for us. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just put that in, rest that right on the jaw, and pass that wire through just enough to clear the jaw. And I'm gonna go ahead and close, and then we will release or close the tool. Over here I have control. I'm gonna kick this back, and then as I open, I am going to remove. If my loop is not perfect, I'm going to fix that now. Make sure they are perfectly closed, right? And we'll trim a little bit. And we will do this little rondelle. Okay, and I'm gonna hold my loop where the face, the opening is facing away from me, right? And hold it, put it back in. Now I need to make sure that I'm gonna exit. And we'll go ahead and let's give that a squeeze. And as I'm closing the tool, I'm gonna just go back. Guys, I can't help it. We're not supposed to be doing tutorials. We're just having fun. I can't help it. Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop and we'll just make the jewelry. You guys get technique tutorials and all that for me all the time. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting, guys. Okay. Let me see. And then, let me see. Here's my jump ring. So, okay. So I'm just stunning. So if I have this here, I think we need just a small little jump ring. Let's do it. I think that that might bridge the gap. So we'll just use some jump rings for length, right? We'll use jump rings for length. No harm and no foul. All right, now I got the big guns out here with this. I think these are like 18 gauge. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. Look at that little jump ring. Well, that just worked exactly the way I needed it to. Perfect length there. So I got to get the big pliers out for these guys. And click. Boom. Done. Nice. Gorgeous. This is actually going to somebody special. Let's do the try-on. I got all the good stuff. Let me do the leverage thing, guys. Oh my gosh, I need to add another jump ring. But oh my gosh, you guys, this is insane. Look at this. Look at how beautiful this is. Oh my word. Look at that. I need to add one more jump ring, so I'm going to do it right here. We'll do a little extender. Where are you? Not you. The ones that came in the love bags. Also, by the way, that's what these jump rings are. And all of this hardware, the 3/16 surgical stainless steel, ear wires, the 304 head pins. This whole finding pack, I do believe, came in all of my love bags, I do believe. So even if you didn't get my sparkle bag, Cloud9, I do believe, I'm pretty certain, that I included these. This is the findings. That's why it's on my love bag tray. And all my love bags. So now let's see. Oh my word. This blue and purple, oh my gosh. You guys also know these are my favorite colors. Oh, yay. Next. Okay, look, we can clear the table of things, my friends. Yay. I have so much stuff. I'm done with the one-step looper. You can go bye-bye. Okay. Next item up for bids. Guys, let's do something really fun. Another tool that I can get out of the way is my scissors, okay? And so what I was going to do with my scissors is I'm not only going to we're going to do a sun catcher. I'm also I want to show you guys how to do a tassel, okay? With this stuff and this earring. So we're just going to do like these three now, okay? So here is a fun little tassel earring I use by cutting up the necklace. So let me give you a tip, a hint. When you are cutting up these organza necklaces, you can iron or steam, right? On very low heat, this organza to get it straight. But all my stuff is in storage, as you guys know right now. So I took and I cut the organza out. So I did not use the organza. So here is literally the other side of this one that I just cut up, right, for these beautiful earrings. But isn't that fun? And because this is waxed, this is like a waxed knotting cord on this organza necklace. You don't really need to singe it. I didn't glue my knots either. And so this is 2 rondelles. The pink rondelles are from my stash. You've got the white jade and then that faceted lamp work. And you can make these any way you want. I've got them on the ear wire, and then I'm going to use a ribbon end here for this one. So let me show you guys this one. Super, super fun. So what I did, here's a piece. Oh, here's a piece. These might be long enough. Okay, maybe we'll use this one for the next thing. Oh, here's some. 3, 4. Maybe I've already got it cut up. Let's see, I have 4 pieces. 4. Are those going to be long enough? Plenty long enough. Okay, so I'm going to flush cut right across there, guys. Nice sharp scissors. Okay? And I'm going to grab a ribbon end. You can use any cord end. I'm going to show you how to do wire on the tassel next. Okay, so I've got one of these little trusty guys. Okay, so just some fun, clever ideas, right? So we need to have these even on the top. We need to have them next to each other. Now let me and let's squeeze that good and close. Good as new. And yeah, you can see a little bit here on the sides, guys. But again, once we poke it in, it should be fine. If not, put some glue here on the edges, right? That's what we have. Okay. I'm going to grab literally 4 beads for this earring. So we've got a moonstone. I'm sorry, not a moonstone. That's a white jade, John. Jeez. And what did I do here? So this one, I'm going to put this one here. And here's what I'm doing, guys. All these beads I chose will fit on this wax cord, but you may have to kind of twirl it a little bit, get it a little wet. And we can get it through every single one of these beads. Wait a minute, what's my front and what's my back? This is my front. Oh, let me put this one over on this side. And I'm kind of just gonna have to twirl it and push it through. And now go. So I'm just tying little overhand knots here. I'm kind of pulling them all the way down. Just pulling down some regular overhand knots, just doing it real tight. I have one last bead here, which is my lamp work. And I know that goes on that cord as well. And then I'm kind of like almost redoing my little knots, but I needed to look at them. I kind of want them to stagger a little bit, so. But I wanted to kind of just get them all on here, you know, and then just kind of play with the depth of my earrings from here in terms of my little cascade. So there we go. Okay, and now I can just really grab my other earring and see where I'm at. Well, that one is a little bit longer. That's okay, because on the either side of the hat, doesn't matter. So we have that one, the one, and the moonstone on the end. And once these hang also, guys, it does absolutely help straighten out your knotting cord with all those little kinks and stuff in it. So looks like this one maybe needs to go up a little more. So I'm going to push that one up, do another overhand knot, and see where I want that one to land. And just play. Just play with my little cascade here. I'm going to pull those down. And now that that's pulled nice and tight, right, I'm going to literally trim the rest off. And same thing with the lamp work. It's pretty much all the way at the end. I'm going to just trim that there. You can glue them if you want, guys. You can singe them. And let's maybe pull this one up. Just a little bit, maybe. Yeah, I think I like the moonstone right there where it is. I'm just going to trim that. And I think I want to pull this one up a little bit. These are just really something fun to do a spin, guys, on these organza necklaces. Like I said, I was pretty careful to make sure that everybody ordering, you know, from throughout the whole month of February and January was getting these. So there is some fun things that you can do with these organza necklaces. You can certainly cut them apart and do, you know, other fun things. So those are fun. And while we still have the scissors out, I wanted to show you guys a fun way to make a tassel with a cone. You can use just about anything. Okay, and so say you want, you know, that much, or if you want it even fuller, great. We'll get some more. Okay. And now, guys, we'll grab some really thin, like probably, I think this is 22. Let's grab some 22 gauge wire. Okay, we're just going to bunch it up. Okay. You do want to make sure that you're very flush here at the top as much as you can be, right? As much as you can be. It's just giving you, again, bunches and bunches of ideas with your love bags. Okay, let's get this around again. Okay, so I'm gonna want to go like that, and then I'm gonna squeeze this wire flat to get that, like a lot of that slack out, get a little leverage here. And I do want to have it up, you know, pretty close to the edge here. And I have to try to now hold this, right? And get my wire back around and almost tug them on either side. Tug your wires, right? Now I'm gonna pull it back up. Okay, and again, I'm gonna push this up. I'm gonna squeeze this. Okay. And try to, no, don't do that. And try to wrap it around really good there. And it does not matter what it looks like. Not at all. Does not matter. Because we can hide this right underneath of a bead cone or something, right? That's what I want to show you guys. So I'm going to just keep taking that wire around. Make sure everything is kind of held in there. But you notice I'm trying to do it way at the tippy top. Hold it, but you get the idea, right? And that's all in there. You know, it's not going anywhere. Okay? And then when you're done, go ahead and kick your wire up in the center of your tassel, right? Just like that. Try to get it centered to put it up through your bead cone. Okay, and grab my bead cone. Where'd you go? Okay, I got a bead cone, guys, so I wanted to show you that what's really cool is you could also continue, that's what I have, right? So you could continue to do your wraps down. This one was just some inspiration. I wasn't gonna do a project with the tassel. We could though, but like you could just put this right on a necklace and hang it right back on the organza necklace. In fact, I'll show you. We'll just do that. And you can make this as full as you want, right? And also what you could do is, you know, make your wire wraps poke out of the bead cap like that, right? And even come down a little bit. That's pretty, right? That gives it, you know, that metal on that fabric. It's just a pretty look. So you could, if you have that kind of a bead cone, any kind of a bead cone, this nice wide one. And so I can get this on here, you know, just imagine, you know, you could actually do two just like that and feed two wires up through that hole. It'll allow for two 20 gauge or 22 gauge pieces of wire, right? That's a pretty full tassel too, right? And if you wanted, you know, you could add a bead on top, anything. You know, we have this Indonesian bead. We've got mixed metals trending, right? You know, that would be so pretty. You know, that actually looks gorgeous. Looks gorgeous. If you can do some really pretty wraps on the outside, right? You could put just a bead cap, like a cone type of bead cap right there. Something like that, right? You could even just do that. Or, you know, anything you want, really. Lots of fun beads that came in here. So if you wanted to do this, I'll show you. We'll put this guy on here. Why not? And let's just do it real quick and see what it looks like. And feed it on the necklace. So really, like a really fun, like just whimsy, like minimalist look. Just, grab a bead cone and cut one of the necklaces up, right? Why not? Make a tassel and then hang it on another necklace. This is really fun. You could also do some fun earrings like this. With the cording and the organza. So there we go, guys. It's a real fun, easy one. Just right out of the box. We can just, I don't know what I just did besides the fact I twisted it. What on earth? Okay, there we go. So there we go. Just a really, how fun is that? It's like not difficult at all. And that's just a really cute look. Let's move on. I have other things to make. Okay, guys. I did want to show you guys out of the Love, was it the Radiant Love, something like that. The Love bag I did that was the red and black. I did already do my projects with that bag, and I think I did this in the membership. And I just did a memory wire. I used that entire strand that came in the bag. I put everything else away in my stash, and just did some simple loops and a cute little dangle there. And I did put a Toho 11.0 gunmetal color spacer in between. That's that entire strand that you got in if you got that particular Love bag. Oh my gosh, and I just love it, right? I just love a good stack. I just love a good stack. So another design idea. I did do that out of one of my Love bags. All right. Let's see. The other thing I want to do, so I can get the scissors put away, I think is what I was trying to do. A really pretty sun catcher. Do you know that you can actually use this necklace itself as a sun catcher if you wanted to? You absolutely could do that by using the cord to hang on a prism, right? And so what you're going to want to do though is you, like right here on this chain extender, like remove the bottom part like I have here with the lobster on it, right? And reserve that in your stash, the lobster. And then grab any kind of cool things you have to hang a sun catcher from. Like I've got all these hooks. I also have this, guys. These are also stocked in the store, right? These are really great, and these are 304. So you could literally, right, you just need the ring to hang. You don't even need the chain, but you could do that too, right? Or you could put like these regular hooks, any kind of sun catcher hook really, on this extender chain. You don't need to remove any of this, right? I have a golden one here for the contrast. And then you could put some beads on the stringing cord, right? Because you've already cut the lobster portion off down here, right? And you could string some beautiful big crystals, on here. Get rid of the organza, cut that away. So that's one idea that you could do with your sun catcher, and reserve this for other stuff, guys, right? Do all kind of things with that. But these are really heavy, as is my prism. So you do want to have something of girth. So that's what I was thinking, this is all really good. Do like a 304 hook up here. So it's a split key ring. We can use things for other things, right? So my idea is I want to put the heart down here. I'm not going to use these. I think I might use this. My prism. Here's my prism I'm using. This we could absolutely hang inside the heart. In the wind, guys, what's going to happen is it's going to twirl. But here's the reason that I'm not going to do that. I'm I'm actually gonna put it up here, is because this is metal, right? I don't want it to crash on my canine crystal, right? I don't want it to crash and it'll break it. So what I decided to do is to grab some of the crystals from my stash, or the disco balls I thought would be super, super fun. If I can find them here. To just, you know, you don't have to have crystals, you can do anything, right? And I was like, oh, how fun might this be? You know, we could put some of these disco balls in here. You know, why not? We can do whatever we want. That's really pretty. I like that dark pink. Kind of picks up with that pink. But the other thing I'm doing is I'm grabbing this. So this is just some 4-ply hemp to stabilize this whole thing. So this has a jump ring on it. You know, we could feed this on the necklace or whatever. Make sure you permalac it. So what I'm going to do is get rid of that jump ring because I don't need it. I'm going to tie the hemp right on here. So I don't want any loose points because this is going to end up being a little heavier. And we can use any kind of pretty crystals that we have here. Here's some. These are pretty. Maybe some ginormous ones. Oh, here's some clear. Oh, excuse me, guys. Here's some clear. We can hang like, let's do that. Let's make a head pen and stagger these. That would be pretty. 1, 2, 3. Let's do 4. And then maybe another pretty bead in there. Could even use these gorgeous hearts. Be beautiful in the sun catcher. So let's grab some 22 gauge wire. And do a fun sun catcher. So I'm going to do a little head pin here. Not too long? No, I don't think so. And I'm going to wrap that right to this component. And I'll probably just have to do it with my hands. Again, this is a sun catcher. It does not have to be perfect. Just want to get that wire wrapped around. So it can hang and just be blingy. Yeah, I don't care. Sometimes, guys, messy wraps, you know, they're very authentic, very boho. It just works. It just works. Especially when you're doing crafts, right? So that's what I've got going on there. And probably should just make sure that wire's somewhat tucked in. So that's kind of a cool, funky wire wrap, right? And so we got that in there. And that'll just go all around in the wind. It'll twirl. So cute. And now I am going to take my twine. And I think what I'm going to do is a lark's head. Could use any kind of cording, guys. Any kind of cording. Use monofilament if you want. So I'm going to do a lark's head here. So that ain't coming off. That's for sure. And actually, I probably should do a double lark's head. I think I shall. Okay, so there we go. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, and then I need some wire. I need some, it doesn't really matter, maybe 22 gauge will be good, but I need a decent size. So what I was gonna do, my idea was to put the prism, I'm actually gonna put the prism down here, right? So I think what I'm gonna do, just trying to decide, guys, like how long do I want this to be, right? So I think about here is good. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to grab the split ring, which is really for keys, take all that off, and I'm gonna go through here. We'll do some knots. Just do some overhand, like triple knots. I don't want that to be too long. And now this one I will glue because this will be heavy, right? This will be heavy. So I'm gonna do a knot there. And then I'm gonna do another knot. Just a couple regular overhand knots here. So I'm not gonna trim that off until I glue it. Okay, and so that's that. And then we're gonna go down here with this prism. So I do think I need a bigger piece of wire than that. Could also use a split ring or a jump ring. That will fit through. These probably will not. Maybe. Oh, yeah, this one does. I think this one might fit through. Usually you need a 10 millimeter here. You could do a split ring and some monofilament. Crimp it off here. You could do that. Just make sure, you know, you're crimping really, really well. Okay, let's get this going. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of put not a lot of distance, about this much distance. Okay, so just like we would do anything, let's get this twisted around here. And I'm not too concerned about going back down over that prism. Just gonna wrap on the top there. But I'm gonna wrap it quite a few times. I want this to be nice and secure. There's so many sparkly beads in these love bags. You could do all kind of beautiful with the monofilament or anything, and do all kind of beautiful crystals with all that sparkle all the way up your sun catcher for sure. And so let's take now maybe my bail making, and let's make sure we do a good loop. And let me see how far of spacing I want. Not that much, maybe about right there. And we'll use this one. That might be a little bit too too much. Let me pull that a little bit. I think that's big enough to get on our heart. And let's grab my glue. I'm not sure if there's any left in there, is it? Yep, I think so. And I'm just going to trim that fairly close. And put some glue. A nice healthy amount of glue right inside that dot there. This will be pretty in my window, or on the porch, or wherever. This is that 4-ply hemp, so I'm being very generous. Let that harden up really well with the Loctite. That'll do it. Dab will do it. Okay, friends. There we go. There is, oh, I can put this tool away. And so there is a fun sun catcher. Look how fun that is. And use anything for your hanger, right? So let's put that to the side and let that dry over here. Okay? And let's do another cool set of jewelry. So I've got, look at the earrings. Okay, so let's do the earrings. Let's do a twirly twirl. What are you guys making? Let me know in the comments. What are you guys up to? What are you guys making for Valentine's? I hope you guys are, some of y'all are gonna be like, nothing. That's fine. I don't usually make a lot of Valentine's jewelry myself, guys. If you look on the channel, I don't think there was any I made last year. I'm pretty sure I did not. But I did have some little love gifts in mind for some special people that I wanted to make some pieces. So here I am doing it. I'm doing the thing. But yeah, just even if you're working with beads from your stash or your sparkle bag or any other bead subscription you get, I'd love to know, okay, of my favorite pieces when we're done, what are your favorite pieces that I made? And also, what are you guys making, if anything? Or did I just entertain you? By the way, guys, we're going to jump into Cloud 9 next week. I think there's only a few outstanding bags. I really do try to wait till everybody gets their bag delivered to go ahead and start my design inspiration. But I did drop that one yesterday, that pretty bracelet. So we'll get into our challenge. I'll bring the challenge cards out. We're going to organize my bag this weekend, and then we'll go ahead and get right on into it. I'm just waiting. There's like 3 or 4 people from the delay of the weather still waiting on their sparkle bag. And I just, I try to wait for you guys. But I mean, you guys can always go in the playlist and it's here for you. But I likes to wait, so I think that's about the same size. And let me get my pliers and let's get that bent up and centered. And I'm just going to put that beautiful Hawaiian flower on there if I can find it. I think it was the velvet love bag. The velvet love bag that this came from. And then I think we're just going to do a little wire wrap loop situation here. And then I'm going to attach it to that middle component. And we can use the same piece of wire for the top. This is some 22 gauge. Get that center down there. So yeah, when I'm wire wrapping things together, I tend to go with the 22 gauge. It's one of my favorite wires to work with. These Hawaiian flowers are really cool. I like them. Really pretty. It's getting cold here again. It's gonna rain next week, which we need, so that's good. But it's gonna be, it just rained a little bit. I mean, raining like 90% chance on Monday. And then it's supposed to get pretty cold again here in Southern California. It's gonna get cold again. Which it should be, it's still February. But yeah, now my nose is running. I'm like, oh God. So let me make sure I have my center there. I thinks I do. And we'll close that air wire up. And we are going to move on to my other earring. And then I had, guys, believe it or not, because I showed you guys a tassel, but we didn't do anything with the tassel other than just I showed you how to make it. I had this that I wanted to just make some simple little components. And I thought that'd be fun. This is a fun bracelet I have, and I'll show it to you in a minute. And I thought I just made a little chain bracelet with 2 types of chain. And I thought that would be super cute if the heart kind of slides the full length. I thought it would be kind of cute. Now this is really tiny 2mm curb chain, so I'd have to do really small loops or grab the oval jump rings. And I just thought it'd be cute to put maybe 2 dangles on either side of just something like some lightweight beads. Not sure, which, I keep grabbing for these hearts. I love them so much. But, I also love these, the Czech bellflowers. Those were in Rose. I think those are Rose of Romance. I haven't used those. I mean, I'm trying to use quite a bit, but, there's, I don't know. And then I was wanting to do, like, just a cool drop and just do some simple wire wrapping and feed this also on the necklace, because the hardware is silver on the back. Who cares? You can't see it. But these Indonesian beads, guys, I haven't done anything with these Indonesian beads yet either. We've worked with the briolets, the hearts. We've worked with pretty much all of the gemstones. I haven't worked with the black cuboids either. I'm not mad at that. So I was even thinking about that. So I was thinking maybe I'll do that with the little chain, but I'm not sure which beads to use, frankly. Oh, I didn't use the Persian jade. We could use some of the Persian jade. That's pretty. That's actually quite pretty. And we could do like, you know, a couple of those and maybe even the black. They're too big because I like this little slider heart though. We could do some of the Persian jade. Could do that for sure. And maybe we'll just use, we could use the ball and head pins that came in the love bags, right? And just make simple loops. I think that'll fit through the chain. Yeah, well, yep, so maybe we'll do that. We could also just hang a couple of these cute teardrops as well, or maybe even just one. So that's the earring. Let's grab a bunch of head pins for that. You know, these Cloud 9 faceted teeny tot agates would be pretty on there too. I can do something like that. Just an extra little piece I had out because I love this little bracelet, but I need to fix it. But it's very Valentine-y. Okay, I definitely need an ear wire. Okay, let's see how that works out. Okay. There's that. Okay, I'm gonna bring all the jewelry up in a minute. I think I'm just about ready to clear the deck here. That's really lovely. Gosh, guys, I feel so accomplished. I had so much going on. I also have this link. I permalac this. These love knot links I have in the store. And I permalaced it as well as to not tarnish. And I was almost gonna make a bracelet of that, but guys, also I made a link, you know, some craftware. I showed you guys this in the membership. If you're in the membership, we just did those figure eights or infinity links to use some of the spacers. So I had that out, but I'm kind of getting tuckered out, guys. I'm kind of getting tuckered out, but I do want to make these beauties. So let's get these beads in play, shall we? So this one I definitely used a ball and head pin. And then we did 2 blue and 2 purple little bicones. And those gorgeous, stunning hearts. Oh, so beautiful. And so I did a simple loop on the head pin because they are stainless steel. They're ridiculously durable, so we just can do a simple loop here at the bottom. And then we'll just wire wrap the other 2 components. You guys have been watching the Olympics. Oh my God, the ice skating is next level. They're breaking records left and right. The men's especially. Oh my God, it's so good. Love the Olympics. And I love the commentating with Johnny Ware and Tara Lipinski. They just, you know, being Olympians themselves, right? They're so good at the commentating. So good. I love their voices, and because they're obviously Olympians, and you know, they just really do such a good job of, you know, commentating. I love it so much. It just, I just love it so much. It's amazing. They're like, you know, the only thing keeping the men's from gold for the free skate or whatever they said it was, is a perfect skate. These skaters are all next level, and I mean, they have to have just like basically a perfect skate because it's that close. It's that close. It's like, wow. It's amazing. It's just an amazing thing. The talent, they're flipping and back flips, and it's just like on ice skates. It's just, and all these quads, and then that one, is it Elon, or I can't pronounce his name, but he's on the USA team. I can't think of his name, the blonde guy. Oh, and the Japanese skater. Oh my god. Oh my god, his skating is just next level. So pretty. It's just amazing. They're, last I checked, they're pretty neck and neck. They are pretty neck and neck. So I just loving these Olympics. All right, let's see if I can get you right this time. Let's trim. And let's pull in a loop. It's pretty much the stainless steel is what it is. Okay, well that's a whole lot better. And now let's just pop that open. Have that on our bottom. And we'll close that loop. Okay, that's not going anywhere. These are so pretty. I love the purple and the blue bicones. They're so pretty. I just thought that would really pull out that heart bead, you know? The colors in that heart bead, the purple and the blue. So pretty. These also pretty much coordinate with that bracelet I made. And then I think I did the same thing on the top, yeah. Just repeated that. Because I don't know how long this video is running, but I know it has to be at an hour. I don't usually take this long, as you guys know, but hey, my sweethearts. We spent some sweetheart time. And if anything, I just hope I gave you guys some inspiration and ideas. You enjoyed hanging out with me and Splish and Splash. And that's what we have there. Yep, I'm going to save that one. And what I'm going to do, guys, is just literally do some simple loops on eye pins. I'm just going to hang a bunch of these beads off. And then this slider heart will only go so far. Because right now, I don't like the way I did it. Right? It slides the whole thing. And when you're wearing it, it's just wanky and wonky. So I'm going to put just some dangles with these head pins is what I'm going to do. And that'll be super pretty. So just a really simple double chain bracelet with 2 types of contrasting chain there. So we'll save that one. Let me make myself a little project tray thing. And we will save you for another time. Okay. All right, my friends, I can clear the deck. Let's see what we made. I don't know what we made, how much we made, but I know we made. We made things and stuff. Don't forget the Permalat, guys, on your heart. So let's pull up what we made today for our Valentine beading bash. Guys, these are insane. Okay, look at these. Look at these earrings. Oh my gosh, I'm going to show you guys everything. I'm going to lay it on the mat. Look at these. I cannot even take it. These are gorgeous. That purple and that blue, oh my gosh. So pretty. So we've got those and the coordinating bracelet. Oh my gosh. Look at that bracelet. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh, this is gorgeous. I just love, do you notice how I did the hearts? Hugging each other. This is gorgeous. This beaded, this beaded and link. I've got a cording and link here. This is some of my favorite designing. It's just so good. So good. Love it. All that beautiful stainless steel hardware is just, it's just gorgeous. So we've got that beautiful bracelet. And then we have made these darling little tassel earrings with the Rosy Romance, right? And that was our white jade and just some rondelles from my stash, but then also the faceted lamp work on that cording. Such an easy, fun idea. If you're into this kind of thing, see, I happen to love long tassel, anything, chain tassel, cord tassel. I love tassels. I'm a tassel girl. So we made those beauties. So pretty. And again, guys, I did not even cinch my cord. You certainly could, or glue it. Probably want to. Make sure your beads don't come off. Okay, there we go. And then we have these beauties. Oh my gosh. So that would be like the Rosy Romance. No, the Velvet Love. I think the Velvet Love had the red in it. With the little twirly twirls, little spirals on the bottom. And some of these beads, like I said, came out of my sleigh ride collection from November. Use anything you want. Beautiful pair of earrings. Isn't this strange? I made more earrings than bracelets. That's unusual for me. Yay! We've got those earrings, and then we have the tassel. Or that wasn't the tassel, I meant to say it was the Indonesian beads. I wanted to use the Indonesian beads, but I didn't. That's okay. Guys, I still have so much left. And of course, I brought, one of each of the bags over, but I gave you guys so much in these love bags. Like, there is so much that you can make a lot of jewelry. Especially if you're doing earrings, like, you can make so much jewelry out of these love bags. And of course, I pulled some stuff from my stash. Pull some beautiful, coordinating things from your stash. Or put it in your stash for next year. This is so fun. I love this. It's simple, but it's pretty, right? You could have used that Indonesian bead there for sure, and just got a gold bead cone, some gold hardware, right, and some gold wire. Just that would be stunning. You could make a nice wire wrap loop on the outside to have the tassel not tucked into, and just the tassel hanging right off the wire here. You could do that as well. But, so this is really fun and easy, right? And if you want, again, you can hang beads. You can hang beads here. So we've got that necklace. Okay, guys, let's keep going. Let's see, what else? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of jewelry so far. Okay, so we've got the tassel little organza necklace. And then we have this beauty, which is convertible, right? You could put anything else on here you wanted, any kind of backing. You could do some beading work and finish it off and clasp it directly to this. Like just do a bunch of white seed beads or something on the back. This is darling. This slips right over the HUD, right? And that is so beautiful. I love this one too. And our beautiful little drop with the briole, the messy wraps. It's just very whimsy and beautiful. I love this. And to tell you the truth, these kind of coordinate back here. You could absolutely wear those earrings with that too. So we've got that beautiful necklace. And then we have our sun catcher. Here is, I'm sure it's dry. Yes, it's nice and dry by now. There we go. There is my sun catcher. I gotta get you guys out. Okay, so there's the sun. Okay, guys, look at this. Oh my God. Look at how pretty this is. Oh my word. This is such a great idea to use these for a sun catcher. So you see I did a bunch of messy wraps, but that's very anchored. That's not going anywhere. We made a HUD pin. That's not going. Everything is wired onto wire. We did a double lark's head on some of this cold twine, the 4-ply. use anything you want. I grabbed a keyring component, made sure I did 2 double knots, nice hard glue there. That's not going anywhere. Just how fun is that in the window? That is so beautiful. Could hang it anywhere, really, almost hang it in the bathroom. It's so pretty. Love that. And we did a sun catcher. I'm surprised I only did 1 bracelet. Wow, that's shocking for me. Probably because it requires more beading. And I'm not even sure how long we're running, guys. And you saw still what I have. So, text me, pugs, is it pugs and kisses? Pugs and kittens, right? With Splish and Splash, all the love in the world to each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much for joining me for a little love bash on Valentine's Day, something I've never done before. I hope you guys found a little inspiration to make some apparent earrings. But a few other beautiful things here, my lovies. I will edit out quite a bit of this to try to shorten it up as much as I can, but I'm going to keep in all the good stuff. Love you guys so much. We will see you back on the mat probably Monday or Tuesday. And we're going to get into Cloud 9, my friends. Have a fantastic Valentine's and great rest of your weekend. Be well, my friends.